8 o'clock in the morning, and look what we got here. Nice long rail. That's not the worst of it. I look overhead, look at this tanker. Look what this tanker has done. Look at that rail. My God, look at it. Look at the size of that thing. My God. Look at the plume. Nothing like waking up first thing in the morning to this shit. Again, seconds later, look at this. My God. 1, 2, 3. I mean, they're just coming out one after another. It's like a silver bullet, too. Look at that shitty plume coming out of there. Look at that plume. They do it real early in the morning while people are unsuspecting. And here's that plume up here. Look at the size of that. Look at that disbursement of that plume. Oh my God. There's a better view of it. Then there's a rail over here. And then this guy over here spraying this plume. God dang. Another hour or so, the whole sky will be gray. And just moments later, we got another guy going over top of that plume. They're double railing the plume. See what he's doing? Let me back it off so you can see the rail that's already dispersed. And he's adding to the mix. See that? Wow. Another good sized rail over here. The whole day should be covered in plume again. And seconds later, it just wouldn't be right without a red bad boy. See it coming out of that back tail fin nozzle. Right, heading right for that same rail. Look what they're doing to our sky. It's just totally pathetic. About 9:45 in the morning, and look what we got going now. Pan him back. Looks like a silver bullet, but he's not doing one in the sky. Let me pan this back and drop it down a little bit, and you see this. They're going back and forth, north and south, east and west. That looks like a red bad boy. But going back to this other, got a silver bullet up here. Look at that nasty plume. I'll just show you how nasty it is. Wow. They're continuing to spray this crap in the skies. Then over in that southern sky where they got some cloudoids built, you got another rail hidden in there. See how covertly they do this? So you don't really notice that rail in between the cloudoids, so it blends them together to make the partly cloudy sky. Good morning, Joe Clyde, AscensionPathway.com on the Evan Fain YouTube channel, showing you the AccuWeather report for Wednesday, May 13th, 2015. You can see the date here and the Eastern Daylight Time, so do the math to correspond in the state that you're in. Anyway, getting back to where I'm at, you can see the gray They're chemtrailing. Just remember, another lesson here, some education. Wherever there's gray on this map, it's chemtrails. Wherever there's white, it's chemtrails with some moisture they had gathered up to reseed. Okay? So you can see what they're doing here in Arizona to me. Alright, they're spraying. And you saw what earlier, what I showed you. They're spraying pretty good. You can see what's going on. The only hole in the grid here is kind of in these mid-eastern states. The northern tips of those. Tennessee, no chemtrails. Kentucky, no chemtrails. That's nice. Carolina's hitting a little bit. Indiana, no chemtrails. Illinois, a little bit. So you can see what's going on. Northern Michigan, where I used to be, looks kind of clear there. But you can see how they're still hitting that Texas area. They really want to bombard that Texas. Oh yeah. Well, we're going to show you this again later on. Show you exactly what happens. Here is the forever bogus, the Weather Channel. See that in there? Their report's always wrong. I don't know why people even watch this. But you can see what they're telling us. At this time right now, clear sky, it's sunny. Sunny till 11, sunny to 12 before the chemtrails really start making their move by 1. Blows off by 2. And 3 o'clock full chemtrail activity. But it's wrong already because we already have chemtrail activity first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock. So this is wrong. People need to know this and get angry as hell. Just look how notorious this is. Got a red bad boy right there. They pan him back. Got a guy over here spraying. Looks like a silver bullet. And then back over here we got this guy. Look at this rail. My God, it's a silver bullet. And look at the plume this guy's lacing. Jeez. This is a non-stop assault today. For whatever reason they want to do this. We know the reason. Alright, I'm just seconds later facing Mingus Mountain in the western sky. And you can see, oh, that guy, what he's done. There's the rail there. That's the one I caught earlier. Just a few minutes ago. Here's the other guy there where they crossed. Okay, they brought up some moisture from wherever. But you can see over here, these cloudoids, there's a little moisture filled. But you can see the chemtrails in that background. See that? Look at over here. In between, there's all the wisps. See the wisps there? All this is all dispersed chemtrails over top of this moisture that they were able to bring in. As I pan in that southern sky, you can see the cloudoids. Some people say, oh, they're real. Well, they're really not. They just recycle the moisture and reseed it. Back over here, you can see the trail. The whole sky's full of chemtrails. Look at this guy over here. He's blowing some plume. I mean, it's just, look at over here. I can pan in that eastern sky. Cloudoids, cartoon cloudoids. More plume over this guy. He's spraying some more. Look at that deadly plume here. Okay. Right next to that is another rail there. The whole sky is completely railed, waiting for all this to disperse into one big silver mess. Look over here. See the trails? It's all going to be one big silver mess. Let me pan it back. Let me show you over here where they cross the X's. It's just going to be one big mess. There's a guy up here spraying now. God dang! It just never stops. Look at this rail in between these cloudoids that connect them. And it's only a little after 10 o'clock, so you can imagine what it's going to be like a little bit later. Let me pan it. You can see exactly what's happening. Isn't that incredible what they've done? So for you people who still don't believe, I'm going to tell you something. You might as well just kiss your sweet blue skies gone forever. You'll never see a clear sky, blue day ever again. Ever. This is the fact that you need to come to terms with. You'll never see a blue, clear sky day from start to finish ever again. And it didn't take long for another guy to go side by side with the existing rail. Kind of looks like, look at that stuff coming out of that back tail fin nozzle. Look at how it's pluming. See the gap between the two, and is it closes together, gets real narrow there. Look at that. Look how thick. Look how thick that plume is. It's just enough to make you want to cry. Side by side by those other rails. All the way down to the horizon. Local skydivers again. I wonder if they have any idea that they're they're falling right into that soot. Guy up there. Another guy over here. They're breathing that soot and falling into it too. And just to add more to the mix, you can see the rails there. Look at all the rails. 1, 2, 3, and now we got a 4th railer. My God, enough's enough already. This is just beyond science fiction. This is our reality. Back outside Walmart parking lot just a few minutes later where I showed you those 4 rails. They're all dispersing, and then we got another guy adding more insult to the injury as it just keeps continuing. Goodbye, blue sky. All right, we're back. I'm sorry to harp on those 4 rails, but this is so important. There's another guy way in the back spraying another rail, as well as this guy back here spraying another rail here. You see what they're doing? Now up above you can see the feathered work, what they've done. They basically have built the grid all the way over. They domed us. So we're already domed. See that? Look at the feather work there. Look at it. It's already starting to thin back in there. See the dome? They're doming us. Pretty soon the whole sky will be completely covered in gray chemtrail soot, and the people don't have a clue of what's happening here. Local newspapers don't carry anything about this. This is just seriously and notorious for what they're doing to our sky. You can see the framework of the dome. Look at how that's all feathered. And you see the clouds in the middle? Yep, they're cartoon clouds. It's just never gonna stop. All right, I just came back out from the store. I was only in there for a few minutes. And we got a guy going this way. They're railing us, they're doming us, they're gridding us. They got the grid just about built. If you keep panning over here, there's another guy back over there. I don't know if you can see him or not. I'm not getting him in my viewfinder. Let me try again here. There he is. So there's another rail there, and then back in here. You can't see it right now. You might be able to see it a little bit. There's more rails back in there as they just continually to seed this guy with plume. Now getting back to this guy. Look what he's done. He is turning in mid-flight to make sure he gets that plume in the right area. I'm gonna pan it back. I'm gonna take you all the way to his rail. See this? And he turns. Some of this is dissipated, but he's actually made a turn in the sky. Back over here, I just can't let it go. Chemtrail whiffs already blanketing. See it back in there? The whole sky will be covered real soon here. And then, I can't even put my camera away because then we got this. More grid work. See him cross the pass there? He just came out of nowhere, going east to west. It's just a non-stop assault today in the skies. Oh, look at this. We just had 2 guys crossing paths right there. That guy and that guy just headed in for the plume. We got a guy back there who sprayed. The whole sky is being covered in chemtrail plume. And people aren't even noticing it at all. I don't know if the forecasters are trying to make it rain or not, but we know what they're doing. Back to this plume here. It'll only be a second and you'll see that other pilot come through. There he is. See what they're doing? Connecting the dots. creating the grid, creating the dome to pollute us all. Well, here's another one just a few minutes later on the horizon. Look at the rail this guy's doing. You can tell he's on the downward sweep of his dome. And as I pan up, you can see the wind is blowing a lot of this stuff over, but still, the fact remains. Oh no, not again. Here's another guy. You can see he's going straight up into the dome. So this actually debunks any idiot who thinks these are contrails, because where are all the jets? And if these are passenger jets, what happens to all the jets when they're not spraying? Where are all those jets? Everybody's flying. And why are they all flying on a Wednesday? That's friggin' bullshit and everybody knows it. This is Agenda 21 at its finest. Just moments later, we got another asshole up in that sky spraying more plume. I'm going to pan back to where I just showed you seconds ago. Another guy just snuck another rail. Look at the double rails. Actually, it's triple rails if you count this rail here going across to create the grid work. Oh God, it's so simple if you just know what's going on. God, you're not going to believe this. Red bad boy. Another guy just crossed paths here. And just prior to that, we had a guy way back here. I'm going to get up on an angle so you can see it. Bear with me now. I'm going to pan into this guy. You can see these rails up in there. As I get up on my boost, you can see the other jet back in there. See what they've done. You see how notorious this is? Since when? So this is another debunker. Jets don't fly that close to each other. It's too dangerous. Look at that guy spraying the plume right into that guy's other plume. My God, this is a notorious day for spraying. Oh my God. Just pray it's not like that in your area. They're just spraying, and that's a red bad boy. There's all red bad boys out today. Silver bullets and red bad boys. That's all I've been seeing. And we know what they do. And they only have one mission. And that guy, red, just catching another asshole coming out of that cloudoid, spraying more plume, connecting the dots. See that? That's how they do it. Seconds later, and I got this guy. He just changed course to head for that cloudoid. I wish I was a little faster on the trigger, but I missed it. But there he is. Sneaky little bastard. It's almost as if he's running from cloudoid to cloudoid. We back him off. Let's see if he does that. Let's watch him for a minute, see what he does. He's spraying over some wisps right now that are up there. And he's heading for those other two cloudoids. See that? And he'll hit that, and he'll hit that one as well. See? They just need to connect a little bit. Then use the RF frequencies and EMFs to kind of blend it all together. See that? There it is. Evidence. It's only around noon and it's just non-stop. It's been a while since I've seen this many chemtrails in the sky. All the jets just spraying. These aren't passenger jets. I've seen days where I don't hardly see any jets at all. And all of a sudden everybody's flying and they're all spraying plume? You think we're idiots? Come on, we all know. And I applaud all you people who are awake and know. You are the awakened ones. Hey, look at this, around 12:30. Might be a red bad boy heading overhead here. It's either a red bad boy or a silver bullet. Let me see, sun's in my eyes. You decide, looks like a red bad boy. Look at the plume coming out of that nozzle. Just get a good look at that. Just can't believe people can't see that. Yeah, well, there's one. There'll be another one. Here's something to see. check out this wisp from this chemtrail disbursement. Let me back it off so you can see the whole thing. It looks like somebody just blew their nose and a big snot came ripping out of their nose. That's what that looks like. Huh? Doesn't it? So you know that this can't be normal activity. People that think this is, they really need to get off the fluoride. So I pan up to that white sun. Just look around the sun. You can see the wisps everywhere. It's global dimming. So they're dimming, they're doming us, they're gridding us, they're poisoning us, they're basically killing us. Almost 1 o'clock. And we got some more action. Can't reel him in. He's out there pretty good. But in any event, more spraying continues. We're back. Here's the time, Eastern Daylight Time. Okay, it's the live action. May 13th. It's a Wednesday. It's about 1 o'clock my time, actually. But here you can see where I'm at. Look, you say, well, it's not that bad. You saw what is out there. And all this over here, that'll all be coming this way. They're bringing it out. Look at Texas. They've accumulated enough moisture to make it rain, and they got that whole belt all the way up there. See that? My gosh, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska. Oh my, well, you see what I see. The only hole in the grid we got here is these Mid-Eastern and Southeastern states where the chemtrails now have been drifted over the ocean. So all that shit's falling right in our water. Chemtrailing heavy here. See that, all that gray? That's all chemtrails. Just ask anybody that lives in those states. They're being sprayed. You just saw the weather report. Just look at our skies and look deep in there. I don't know if you see that guy lacing a rail in there. It's hard to tell. Let me back it off again. I think he's over here. There he is. Right into that plume. Let me back it off so you can see the plume. Look at the plume. The whole sky's plumed. And it's really ridiculous. This could have been another beautiful blue sky day. But instead they had to do this. They had to do this. Getting back to this guy. You can see what he's up to. He's heading right for whatever's left in that hole in that grid. He pans so you can see the little blue hole. See the little blue hole right there? And he's heading right to the heart and meat and potatoes of that blue. They do not want us to see blue sky. Like I said before, watch TV. A good commercial, if you can see it, is Mutual Insurance, where they show the Statue of Liberty. It's all chemtrails in the sky. Every picture of the sky's got a chemtrail plume, wisps, fins, something. So just a heads up on that one. All your car commercials too, all have chemtrails in the background. You're a gray sky or a white sky or a blue-green sky with nothing but a blue sky. Anything but blue. God dang. It's just, they just keep them coming. East to west, west to east, north to south. Look at the rail on this guy. Sun's in my eyes, bear with me here. But it's all the way back. All the way back. Back forward. Isn't that just sickening? Just sickening. They keep doing it. Nobody's complaining about it. They're going to keep on doing it. Just look how this plume has dispersed. You can see the Christmas tree bulb effect. You can clearly see how one side of the plume is dissipating and the other side is not. Two separate chemical mixes in the plume. How much more do you need to see? Keep an eye on this a few more minutes. Now this is what's left of that chemtrail that just went by. See how it all whisked apart. So no one would ever know that that was the chemtrail. And to add more insult, God, you see what I'm saying? I can't even walk around the corner without a... I wonder how many jets are actually in the sky today spraying this plume. We know they don't have flight records. They're flying under the radar. They fly in curves. They skywrite. Oh boy. Well, you're heading right where the other guy was. Just leave the skies alone. You can see how he curved it right there. See how he curved it? He came up and hooked the curve. Son of a bitch. I'm so tired of these assholes. But here's what I want to show you. Back on the sky again. Just watch what happens here. Keep your eye on that. Alright. I'm going to show you his plume. Okay. Let me keep him in the viewfinder. Keep him at a distance. Keep watching. I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit. We'll get him back in the viewfinder a little bigger. Alright, I'm going to follow his rail back. And look what we got here. Got a red bad boy crossing over his plume. And there's the X marking the grid. That's why we got called grid work. They make the grid, they dome us, they toxify us. You know the routine. Well, the red bad boys are working overtime today. It's the only explanation. Look at that red bad boy. Lost him. There he is. My God. You can see how his mix is dissipating real fast into the plume. And then just below him, I don't know if you're going to pick this up or not. I got the sun to my back. Let me see if I can hold it steady to bring this guy in. Yeah, I'm not seeing him. Should be right around the tip. He's in there somewhere. But story continues. There's just something about getting close to that 2 p.m. time which brings out these nasty chemtrail pilots. Or they may be done by remote control, as already admitted by the Air Force. I have documentation on that. You can go check that out for yourself. AscensionPathway.com. Go to the grid. It's right there. So I pan away from that guy there. I go back into the sky. Just look how white everything is. They got the sun is white, the sky is white, and it'll all be purpley black tonight when all this eventually ends up somewhere. As I pan into that southern sky, right on top of that grid, you know, people don't see what's going on. And we got another guy lacing another rail, adding to the mix. It's just not going to end until we stop them. We have to put our foot down and start making some noise. That's all there is to it. A load of this. I just missed this. We got a rail here. All the way into the plume, connecting the plume. A rail here. See the rail here? A rail down here. And that's only the beginning of it. So I pan back across those rails. Let me show you this. Look at the shadow next to that rail. Yeah, we're gonna find out exactly what did it. We've been seeing a lot of that lately, but here's a big panoramic view. Can you see that? See that dark shadow right alongside that rail? There's something's going on. If anybody has any info on this, please get a hold of me and let me know. Look at the plume out of that rail. The whole sky's just friggin' white. Just got out in the nick of time to pick this guy up. Sun's right in my eyes. I don't know if you can see him or not, but right next to him is a rail. They're just constantly railing. As I pan over here, look at this guy's rail. It's just, they don't want us to have any of this blue sky. See that blue sky? They don't want us to have any of that. So they're just going to keep on spraying and spraying and spraying and spraying. Oh, boy. There's that asshole. Yep. Man, multiple rails. Multiple railing. Something about that 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock hour. We're almost about 2:30 right now, and these bad boys have been spraying non-stop all day. You saw what we've been documenting all day. There's really no need for this. It's done without our approval. And like I said before, you know, it's interesting where, you know, if you throw something out your car window on a highway, $100 fine, yet these guys are toxifying our world, and we're letting them get away with it. So we only have ourselves to blame. All right, we're back just a few seconds later. Here's that rail I just went by that I showed you. And look what's just above that. You got it. Another guy spraying another rail in the same area. They're doming us as if that's not enough of what they did today. Don't these guys ever take a day off? My gosh, we gotta arrest these assholes. I'm sorry about the language, but this is getting ridiculous. Look at this plume here. Look how that dissipated. That's why people think those are clouds. Those ain't no friggin' clouds. My God, look at the whole skies all starting to wisp. You are just not gonna believe this. Here is another guy just seconds later, following the last guy. Same pattern, same area of the sky. They're just keeping on railing that. Look at that. Look at all the wisp, because the wind is blowing it, and they just can't keep the grid together for whatever reason. Look what this guy did. About 4 o'clock. Let me back it off so you can see the rail. And he went all the way to the sun. Okay, look at that mess in the background there. God dang. I'm going to show you that in just a bit. Now we're back facing that western sky, and there's that rail. There's double rails. You look real close, you can see the other rail on the other side. But you can see the whole sky in that western area. It's already covered. It's all white, just like I predicted earlier. Look at the soot. It's so thick that it's already turning gray. It's so thick. As the soot starts to fall from the sky, like I told you. See, people don't realize that this is what happens. The white turns to that. People need, enough's enough. Look at these fake cloudoids here. They've just been able to, look how phony that looks. It looks like it's holographic in design. My God, as I keep panning, the wind is picking up a little bit, so I'll be loud. We got some blue up here, because the wind is keeping it blue. But I know their main objective is to keep in that western sky. But just look at that soot fall from the sky. Let me back it off again. Let me try to focus it nice and slow so you can take you right into that soot. Yeah, baby. You're breathing it. Now, the point being, if your elected officials don't know nothing about it, get rid of them. If they played ignorant, get rid of them. If they don't want to get involved, they're going along with this, get rid of them. And get some new people in office. As I pan back into that northeastern sky, look it up in there, another guy spraying them some more. This has just been ongoing all day long. A little fast on the trigger. And then as I keep panning this way, he's running side by side with this guy up here. See, if you're not really looking, you don't really see him. Let me focus that back in there so you can get a better look. See the rail back in there? And he's right in there spraying. My God, it's just ongoing. Ongoing. Getting back to this guy here, you can see this is a prime example of the doming. Okay, let me get him in here. See how he's angled up. My camera's straight up. Look how he's going straight up. As I follow his path down, see how he angled that right down there? So he's trying to fly to the highest point, and then he'll dome it back down, refuel, come back over. And he's right over that blue area. See that? Let me back it up so I can show you. Trying to fill in that hole in the grid. So I pan back to that western sky. Get a load of those 3 cloudoids, how fake that looks. You can see the soot on the bottom. You can see the white outline that's in the front. As the sun reflects on it, it looks white. Proof again that these are not clouds. And you can say what you want, get a science professor, whatever you want to do, but I will bet my life that these are not clouds, real clouds. Otherwise they wouldn't have the black soot on the bottom. You can see the black soot already falling from the sky over here. So there you have it. It's just a matter of time before those cloudoids dissipate into soot. As I try to get some free time for myself and go to the gym, I'm outside in the parking lot and I see this asshole spraying this type of rail. Look how thick it is, right over the existing plume. God, it's toxic air. Pretty soon we're all gonna need respirators. Look at the plume. Look at that plume. If they cover up that blue, they don't want that hole in the grid. They want it plugged. I just finished my workout only to see this guy spraying the plume. Yep. Look at the size of his rail. Back it off. I don't know if you can see that or not. There it is. There's the rail. Follow it on over. There he is. As I point my camera up into the sky, all I can tell you is there's a rail going through there, but I can't see it. The whole sky is gray. They completed their mission. Sky is gray. Temperature has dropped. Look at that sky. Completely gray. Let me pan around so you can see. Look at that. You can see the rail up there. See there's the rail. See that? All the way around. Completely gray. Alright, it's a little after 7 p.m. here in Cottonwood, Arizona. Joe Clyde, AscensionPathway.com on the Evan Payne YouTube channel, showing you the eastern sky. But first, I want to show you this. I'm going to go up here and show you we got ourselves a red bad boy. See him? Spraying the plume out of that back tail fin nozzle. Plume unsymmetrical. If you look real close, we already know, you can see one side is thicker than the other. With the reflection off the sun, you can see it plain as day. Alright, I'm going to back that off now, show you the rail, back to the eastern sky where we started from, and you can see how, I got to show you this. This looks like bass guitar strings. I'm sorry, look at those 4 rails right there. 4 rails right there. And look at the color of them. Look at this one over here, the farthest one. It's already black because the sun's not reflecting on it. Up here where the sun's reflecting, it's white. See that? And look at this. From that was the red bad boy. And we also got this guy right here. We got another one. This has been a non-stop assault all day. Let me back him off here. There it is. I mean, I could have sat here all day, which I did, but I could have spent every second just filming this. There was jets everywhere all day long. But getting back to this, I mean, look at isn't that just friggin' notorious? Have you ever seen the like? Look at the chemtrails in between. See the chemtrails in between there? And then the black soot on the bottom. Look at those cloudoids. See, the thing is, people say, well, they look like clouds. No. They're way too low. Clouds would have dissipated into moisture. These clouds are way too low. They're cloudoids. And you can see the rails coming right out of that. Come on. Look at this. Back over here. Let me bring you right into this. Look at this guy way in the back. See the rail right back in there? And he brings it right into that cloudoid. Look at the soot on the bottom of that one. They're all cartoon-like. See that? And above that, look in between there, you can see the rails in between as they connected them. Look at right there. See the rails there? They connect those cloudoids. Look at the rail on top. As I pan up, look at this. There's a fresh baby right there. I miss this guy. As you can tell, the two different kinds of plume. See the thickness on the one side with the light bulb effect, Christmas tree bulb, whatever you want to call it. But as I pan back in that southern sky, just look how dark that grid is. It's a grid of soot with cartoon cloudoids stuck in the center. And when those fall, believe me, buddy boy, it's nasty. Look at, you can see, if I can just focus it in on the bottom of the cloudoid, it's already starting to collapse and that soot is falling out of them things. So I pan into that western sky. Whew! Yeah, you got it. Look at the soot. There's the rest of that chemtrail. See that over there? Okay. As he let it right into the black soot. It almost looks like a black plague coming at us, doesn't it? Look. My God, soot just falls. And look at this guy. Another guy. Rail to rail to rail to rail. Look at that shit. My God. Look at the two different colors of the plume. When are people gonna wake up, man, to this shit? Look at the double rails. And you know it's way more than double rails. Look at the rail on top of that soot. See how they're just coating it? They've dropped the temperature considerably. As I pan into that northern sky, you can see the grid. Completed, the whole sky is gridded in soot. Look at all that soot. Look at the soot coming up out of there. My God. And people are breathing this on a daily basis. They have no clue what's going on. Look, man, this is almost scary, something like out of a movie. Look at it as it gets closer and closer. My God. Look, we got some possible fin work in there. They're not blasting the frequencies like they usually do because that would open up a lot of fins. And we got another guy up here. Ah, jeez, it's just never gonna stop. Let me see if I can reel him in. In any event, he's up there. Wait till he comes. He looks like a red bad boy too. So I pan back down. Looks like there's somebody back here spraying as well. Look at. See right back in there? Uh-huh. Let's see if I can get hold of that red bad boy now. Should be right there. He is. Come to Papa, red bad boy. You're lucky I don't have a surface-to-air missile. You should be gone. Joe Clyde, AscensionPathway.com on the Evan Fabe YouTube channel saying goodbye. We've had enough. Wednesday, May 13th, 2015. Have a good night.